So when we have God in our lives, He gives us intuition, and He gives us lessons to teach us about stamina and patience and tolerance and all of these kind of things. So much so it helps to live a better life, even though life is hard. Getting back to the diseases, another thing, this is something I need to really thank God for, and something I need to admit, it's good to admit, what's the word? Self-diagnosed, but my parents and my brother backed me up on this one. I can't remember the name of the, oh God, let me think. The condition. I think it is compulsive obsessive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder, something like that. So, yeah, I suffered with that a great deal, and never diagnosed by a doctor, but when I looked up and studied up about it a lot during my 30s, when I was beginning to pay attention to what people said, and then when I was like 44, I told my mother this. She, clapped her hands and said that she totally agreed with me diagnosing myself as having that problem. And because of that, and the wonderful thing is, I now have a student, a wonderful student, and he suffers from this, and his family suffers terribly because of autistic. And I am now having an opportunity to see myself as I was, and how difficult it was for me to live and be lived with. And I understand his side perfectly. And because of my new understanding, thanks to God, I can understand, and I pray for the family, and I help the family try to understand him, and he to understand them. And it's wonderful to see that things are getting better slowly. It's wonderful. Again, God gave me him as a student at night, and his wife tell me that it's nice to have class with me, and it's nice for me to share my story with them and everything. But for me, again, it has been a great blessing for me to see how I was, and how terrible it was for my family, and wonderfully so, because of all that I've gone through. God has taught me so much, and in me falling in love with Awani and suffering so much, but so much, and looking for God, thank God, and not jumping out of the window or taking drugs or drinking, or perhaps trying to find numerous partners that did never satisfy me, or any other kind of life. I looked for God, and I learned. The more I became close to God, I learned about real love, and then I discovered how much God loves me and loves you. God loves us all the same. Because I'm a mother of 3, 2 plus 1 spiritual, and I love them all the same. So you can't do that. You my love, same for all three. The three of them. That is why I need to dedicate more time with one at a particular period and then with the other. That one needs more support with confidence. One needs more support with classes, perhaps. One needs more support, spiritually and things like that. And so then you find me doing different things with them and needing different times and different, things with the kids. But the love that I have is the same. But they are not the same. It's the same. God loves us all. So you look around and say, well, if God loves you, Elizabeth, and he loves Jiki, dear Jiki, Amanda lives in the street. God loves us, but we are different, and we have different work to do here in this life. So God is treating us with the same love, but how is it that I can teach one son one thing and the other something different? Because they both need different lessons, and I need to find different tactics and ways to teach the same thing. I give English class to many basic students. They're all different. With all my love and with all my knowledge, I will give them the class that student needs. Basic students, okay? I can have 10 different basic students. The one that has problems with the understanding of how to construct a phrase, I'm going to spend more time working on that with them instead of trying to explain adjectives and try to work on certain vocabulary, because that is his area of difficulty. So I'm going to give them the basics of everything. But when I see that that is his area of difficulty, I'm going to spend more time with him there. And when I find that this person has problems with pronunciation, I'm going to have to dedicate more time to that person within the area of pronunciation. And I see this person has no problems when it comes to writing, but they just have difficulty pronouncing the things that they write. So that is what God does with us. I have a certain reason to be here, and I have the obligation, we all have the obligation, to get down to discovering what it is that we have to do here, what our life, what we need to do here on earth, and how we need to live this life. What is it we're here to learn and to do? And when we found that out, we need to do it.